So the other story was at the beginning of my mission, or relatively in the beginning of my mission, but the other one was my last two transfers. Before that, I was with an elder named Elder Remba, and he went home in November, so I had two transfers left. And right before he left, we met a guy named William, and we felt impressed to go talk to him, but and this is you'll learn as a missionary that you make mistakes, and in hindsight, hindsight's always 20/20, and you're always gonna be like, why didn't I do that? But we felt impressed to talk to him, but he kind of seemed standoffish, and biggest mistake I made by not talking to him before. But anyways, he left, and we were still in that area. I got a new companion I was training, and we felt really, really impressed to just go talk to him, just go and introduce ourselves and start a lesson. Ask him if he wants to hear the discussions. And we talked to him, and he's like, "Oh, hey elders," because people know the elders out there. He's like, "Hey elders," and we're like, "Hey William, we wanted to introduce ourselves, and we want to share a message with you." And surprisingly enough, he accepted. He's like, "Okay, great, let's do it." And so the next day, he got his whole family together, and we just simply told him the restoration, in a very, very condensed way, and bore testimony of Joseph Smith, saying, "Hey, the gospel is back on the earth, and we want you to be a part of it. We want you to understand, what God wants for you in your life." And we invited him at the end of that lesson to, if he knew these things were true, to be baptized. And he's like, "Okay, I will find out if these things are true." And you always have to kind of be cautious when you're a missionary to not get your hopes up, but to understand that, anything can happen, and that's what I was trying to convey to my person I was training, that, hey, this is great, hopefully this all works, but we can't be disappointed, or we can't be upset if he chooses not to. People have their choice. That was a Friday. 2 days later, our next lesson was Monday or Tuesday. We didn't even invite him to come to church. Just in general, we asked him if he wanted to be baptized. He was at church on Sunday, and we were obviously happy and surprised, and we're like, "Hey William, hey, how's it going?" And talked to him, and he said, "Hey, can we come by tonight?" We pushed the lesson up till that night. We asked him how he felt at church, and he's like, "Yeah, this was really great. I love it. My family loves it." And I asked him what he learned and what his impressions were, and then we felt impressed again to ask him to be baptized. And we said, "William, will you be baptized? Will you accept the Lord's invitation to be baptized?" And he said, "I will." And then that's when we had to go through the rest of the lessons to make sure that there weren't any things that were holding him back. And kind of like I said with the word of wisdom, that was one of the issues he had. But with William, he was so determined. And I just remember telling him, I said, "William, this one thing, you're smoking and drinking, are holding you back from being baptized." And it wasn't a matter of like, "Hey, let's set up a plan to cut this back, slowly." I said, will you quit today?" And he said, "Yeah, I will." And I'm not even kidding. From that day on, he didn't smoke or drink at all. He quit. And he read the Book of Mormon every single day with his family. We had family night with him every week. The members were completely fellowshipping him. And it was so weird because his baptism was like in a month. But he was our member present before he was even baptized because of how strong his testimony was. And those are moments I'll never forget. When he saw us perform priesthood blessings, we were able to show him, not tell him about the gospel. We were able to show him the power that's in the church, the Lord's power. And he saw that, and he believed it, and he soaked it in. And to be honest, I don't know his situation right now. I'm assuming he's doing great. But when we taught him and when he accepted the gospel, I saw a change of heart, and I saw a completely different person. And those are moments I miss. Those are moments I look forward to and I experience here in the States with family and friends. But those are moments to always treasure as a missionary. And that would be my advice to people, is to never forget those moments that you help somebody accept Jesus Christ.